There is a war happening inside every human being. Not a violent war, but a silent one. A war between who you think you are and who you truly are. Between the mask you present to the world and the deeper self you keep hidden. Between the part of you shaped by fear and the part shaped by truth. Carl Jung called this inner conflict the battle between the ego and the self. He believed that most modern suffering, the anxiety, the confusion, the emptiness, the burnout, comes from living a life the ego created instead of the one the soul desires. And until you understand this inner split, you will always feel like something is missing. Even if you achieve everything you thought you wanted, the ego is not evil. The ego is your survival system. It is the identity you build to protect yourself. The ego says, who do I need to be to avoid pain, to fit in, to be accepted, to feel safe? So it creates your personality, your defenses, your habits, your reactions, your opinions, your fears, your image, your identity. The ego is the part of you that learned how to please people, how to appear strong, how to hide weakness, how to stay unnoticed, or how to stay in control. The ego is the mask you created when the world taught you that being yourself was dangerous. But here is Jung's warning. The ego seeks comfort, the self seeks truth, and comfort eventually becomes a cage. Deep within you is the self, the real you. The self does not care about approval. It does not fear judgment. It does not seek validation. It wants one thing only: wholeness. The self is your intuition, your creativity, your courage, your compassion, your depth, your authenticity, your purpose. The self does not shout, it whispers. And most people never hear it because the ego is so loud. Jung believed that the purpose of life is not to strengthen the ego, but to uncover the self, to shed the mask, to reclaim the truth, to return to wholeness. This process is called individuation, the journey of becoming who you truly are. We live in a culture that feeds the ego constantly. Think about it. Social media tells you, perform more, look perfect, be impressive, be desirable, be liked, be someone. Work tells you, achieve more, do more, prove your worth. Society tells you, fit in, don't stand out, don't make mistakes, don't feel too deeply, don't be too different, don't be too honest. Everything is pushing you to become someone you are not. The ego thrives in this environment. It becomes stronger, more defensive, more anxious, more reactive. Meanwhile, the self becomes quieter, more distant, more forgotten. People don't feel empty because something is wrong with them. They feel empty because they are disconnected from who they truly are. Jung said, everything that irritates us in others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Your triggers are not random. They are signposts. They reveal the wounds you haven't healed, the truths you haven't accepted, the emotions you've suppressed, the qualities in yourself you've rejected, the fears you haven't faced. The ego reacts with anger, defensiveness, and projection. The self responds with curiosity and awareness. Ask yourself, what is this trigger trying to show me about myself? The answers will be uncomfortable, but they will be true. Jung introduced the concept of projection, the phenomenon where we see our unhealed parts in other people. If you reject your own vulnerability, you judge others for being too sensitive. If you suppress your ambition, you envy people who chase their dreams. If you deny your longing for love, you resent couples or affection. If you suppress your anger, you explode when others express theirs. Every projection is a mirror. What you refuse to see in yourself appears outside you. Jung said, Until you make your projections conscious, you will be ruled by them. The battle between ego and self plays out in every interaction, relationships especially. There comes a moment in adulthood when the ego cracks, not because you failed, but because it has completed its job. It protected you, it kept you safe, it got you this far. But the ego cannot guide you into the next chapter of your life. That requires the self. This moment of transition feels like identity confusion, emotional collapse, feeling burnt out, feeling empty, feeling lost, feeling not myself, questioning everything. This is not a breakdown. This is a breakthrough. You are shedding a false self that can no longer sustain your soul. Jung wrote, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain. You are not failing. You are awakening." The goal is not to destroy the ego. The goal is integration. The ego becomes a servant instead of a master. The self becomes the guide instead of a whisper. Integration looks like acting from love instead of fear, choosing truth over approval, trusting intuition over conditioning, expressing your shadow instead of hiding it, accepting pain without losing yourself, speaking honestly, living authentically, setting boundaries, honoring your energy, following your inner compass. This is the beginning of becoming whole. 1. Listen to the whisper beneath the noise. Your intuition speaks softly. Create silence often enough to hear it. 2. Question your persona. Ask, is this really me? Or is this who I'm pretending to be? 3. Embrace your shadow. Whatever you suppress owns you. Whatever you face frees you. 4. Observe your projections. What bothers you in others reveals what is unresolved within you. 5. Follow what feels authentic. The self always feels peaceful, even when the choice is difficult. 6. Let go of who you should be. Your soul is not here to live up to anyone's expectations. Take a breath. You are not lost. You are returning. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. You are not failing. You are transforming. The battle inside you is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of awakening. Your ego protected you. Now your self is calling you. And as Jung taught, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Your journey toward that truth begins now.